The House of Representatives Ad-Hoc Committee probing the $460 million FCT CCTV project has directed the Central Bank of Nigeria to suspend further payments to ZTE Corporation pending verifiable details on execution. During a public hearing, lawmakers voiced frustration over ZTE's vague responses on equipment inventory, deployment sites, trained personnel, and system functionality demanding comprehensive documents and a reappearance. Committee Chairman Donald Ojogo emphasized that the probe is a fact-funded mission, not a witch hunt.
For what period? Who did you hand over to? Was there any certificate of confirmation that you've done enough maintenance to warrant handing over of that CCTV project? So those are the things we should focus on, please.
All right.
We had government and your ZTE had a mutual agreement. We're not talking about the details and the contents of the agreement we had. But the purpose was to reduce insecurity.
ZTE representatives, Mr. Momoh, claimed the company supplied and installed CCTV in Abuja and Lagos, but admitted uncertainty on current status of the system after the 2012 handover, citing lack of government funding. Lawmaker Iyawe Esosa cited Federal Ministry of Police Affairs documents disputing the limited scope, noting non-existent sites in Edo and Ekiti states.
And that was also part of the reasons why we had the NIGECOM SAT. That was part of their obligations. The training was for us to make sure that we have, after you handed over this project, people who are going to manage it will not be novices to the project, to the equipment, to be able to run it without our own supervision. That was the essence.
Is that the purpose for training 456 personnel?
That was the main purpose, because if you check, you find out that you have several sites, and of course you will need a lot of manpower to be able to man all these equipment across board. So the unfortunate thing that happened was that the government did not further provide budgetary allocation for the operations and maintenance of the equipment going forward. And that was outside our scope. We didn't want the project to go to waste. The government was supposed to take over from us after they issued the PACs. However, the government was not ready to do that. So ZTE operated this equipment for 6 months because we wanted to make sure that everybody could come and say, oh, this thing is working. We wanted to make sure that that was the case. So it was operated for 6 months. In fact, yes. We were supposed to do the maintenance on operations, but the issue was probably they were not funded. They were not empowered to do it and take over from us.
But while we were here, I contacted the office to help me verify, because a payment is supposed to be due in March 2026. So I asked them to help me confirm if we received mandate from OAGF for that payment. And it's supposed to be about 15.36 million, right? Dollars. Yes. So the banking process is such that the owner of the account gives you instruction by way of mandate to execute. So if a letter is to be written, we would appreciate, not that if it comes from you, not that we will not abide by it, but the right thing is for it to come to us from the Office of the Accountant General of the Corporation. Thank you, sir. That's just my comment.
Thank you for that guidance.
The different states from southwest, south-south, southeast,
Yes.
that the CCTVs were supposed to be installed in. Majority of us here in this committee are from different constituencies and different states. I personally am from Edo State. And I can see Edo State listed here, and I can categorically tell you that all these locations, can you hear me?
Yes.
All these locations, I cannot recall. And I can tell you that there was never a time a pole for CCTV was installed in these locations. Textile Mill Road, Ubo Road, Okoro Division, Okoro Avenue, and I know all these locations, and I can tell you that there was never a time a single camera was installed in these locations. And if you want to prove me wrong, I can challenge you to prove me wrong by submitting a pictorial view of the camera installed in this location with a GPS coordinate.
Representative of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Josiah Okike, suggested routine directives through the Accountant General of the Federation. He disclosed that as at March 2026, ZTE was due to receive $15.37 million under the loan repayment arrangements.
But while we were here, I contacted the office to help me verify, because a payment is supposed to be due in March 2026. So I asked them to help me confirm if we received mandate from OAGF for that payment. And it's supposed to be about 15.36 million, right? Dollars. Yes. So the banking process is such that the owner of the account gives you instruction by way of mandate to execute. So if a letter is to be written, we would appreciate, not that if it comes from you, not that we will not abide by it, but the right thing is for it to come to us from the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation.
The project, launched during Goodluck Jonathan's administration through Chinese loan for urban security, faces criticism for poor maintenance and minimum impact. In Abuja, current television news.